Okay, so before making this video, I had to go back and rewatch the first trick video I did so I wouldn't repeat myself too much or something like that. I don't know, but so for this one, I don't really have too many updates, but I wanted to go more into detail about what all it has done or what all I've had to deal with so far, the past 10 years I've had Trick. And oh, if you haven't watched the first video, I will link, just click my face right here, click now, and then come back and watch this one. So oh, and for this one I made notes so I know what I'm talking about, or so I don't forget anything. I actually made these like right after the first one I posted, and this is like my 5th attempt filming this, so let's hope it goes well. So yeah, oh, okay, wait, there is an update. Big update. I didn't mention this in the last one, but because, I said there was a point where I'd pulled my hair to the point where I had bald spots, that was like on the crown of my head right here, and like right up on the top of my head. So because I was too embarrassed to go to a salon to have it done, because I didn't want them to see all my little tufts growing back and my bald spots, so I started cutting my own hair. I was 13 up until about a month ago, where I took a huge step. Now this isn't a big deal for most people, but for me it was huge. I went to a salon and got my hair cut. And it was, you can't tell right now because it's straight, and they didn't do much. They just, I told the lady in the salon that it was that I'd cut my own hair for so long, and I kind of felt bad because I started rambling on about how I'd been so embarrassed and blah 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 blah, and she kind of gave me a look and she was like, okay, we're gonna cut your hair now. But I had to, because with the way my hair is growing back, all my layers are on this side, and I can't really part it anywhere else but like right there, just because of all my little tufts and poofs and layers and blah. So I had to sit there with my hair wet while she waited for the other lady working in the salon to come over and help her figure out how to cut my hair, because it was being so complicated. But so they cut like some long layers on this side, because this side was so poofy and this side was so flat, and it's still kind of like that, but they cut some long layers over here and gave me a trim because I was in bad need of a trim. They trimmed my bangs and stuff like that. But for the first time in 6 years, I went to a salon and got my hair cut. Like, I can't even describe it now. It was so amazing. I got over my irrational fear of hair salons. What is that? Salonophobia? Yes, I just made up a new word. Start using it. So on to the Trichotillomania, more of it stuff. Middle school. Oh Lord, middle school. Well, first of all, throughout elementary and middle school, I was bullied a lot. Like, to the point where I would get off the bus from school crying. It mainly happened on the bus. The kids on my bus were horrible. They were just mean. But I was bullied a lot. The kids would ask me, they'd point out my little tufts of hair sticking out, make fun of, my ridiculous makeup, my eyeliner I was wearing. So I'm going to insert a picture of myself with my eyeliner on here, just because I can. And for there are some people who don't know me from when I had my had my eyeliner, wore it every single day. Yeah, pretty bad, I know. And there was one point where I was at school and I didn't do a good job of covering up all my little regrowth, and a girl, she just asked me, no harm intended or whatever, she just asked me why my hair was like that. And I came up with some story about how I had let my little cousin give me a haircut, and I really don't think she bought it. But that's the extent I went to not talk about what was going on. I mean, really, who would do that? That's just stupid. But that's the kind of stuff I would do, I would say, and stuff like that. But, yeah, middle school. Yeah, that bullying was, I wasn't bullied too much because of Trick, but I was very, like, socially awkward in school. I mean, I'm still awkward now, but I was just awkward child, very awkward child, and the popular kids, whatever you want to call them, they'd pick on me and all this wonderful stuff, and I'd go cry to my mom, whatever. But it wasn't really because of my Trick, but that just on top of it didn't make for a very pleasant middle school experience. And then high school, it backed off a little. The bus still wasn't all that great, because high school I was pretty awkward too. I was just an awkward person. But high school, it got a little better. That's when I had more people asking about my eyeliner, or they would comment on it, or I had a couple friends say, your makeup looks really good, your eyeliner's just a little too thick, or, you need to wear less eyeliner. And my dad especially, he would, oh my gosh, he'd always tell me, Emily, stop wearing so much makeup, or you're wearing too much makeup, Emily, you need to stop it. And I didn't want to, he knew that I pulled my eyelashes out, but I didn't know how to respond to that, because it was bad. It got to a point where I didn't want to be around part of my family because they would make comments about it, and in turn my dad would make comments to me about what they said. And so I'm like, I don't want to be around them if they're not just going to leave me alone. It was that they didn't like my hair. I would get comments about that because I used to have like ridiculous side bangs and all this, regular bangs, and it just I did not look that great. But self-esteem went way down, way down, because it wouldn't let it up. Anyway, back to school. I remember my freshman year of high school, the freshman drama program put on Romeo and Juliet, and I was the nurse. And I remember, I think it was opening night, our director was like doing finishing touches on her makeup, and she went to go put mascara on me. And she called the assistant director over, and she was like, Emily has no upper eyelashes. And I had to explain to her why I didn't have any. And, she was cool. She was like, oh, are they going to go back? Blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, they will if I stop pulling them. But, yeah, stuff like that. Trying to think. So that was at the first high school I went to. Junior year, I transferred high schools, just because we had to move, and things immediately got better. Like, the kids were so much nicer for the most part. But I think it was both junior and senior year, I would get, they wouldn't say it to my face, but I heard about a couple guys mainly who would, they would call me Raccoon because of my eyeliner, and they would, comments like that, just, all that eyeliner she wears, and, never said it to my face, but I heard about it, and it hurt. It hurt a lot, and I wasn't going to explain to them what was going on, because I didn't want a pity party or to be, making up excuses. I don't know, it's just, I didn't bother explaining. I figured let them go on with it, whatever. If they said anything to me, I'd tell them off, but they never did. So, then right now I feel, I don't know, I'm just talking to a camera right now, but I still find myself getting a little, I don't know, my heart's beating, a little trouble talking about it. Talking to people is still kind of hard too. Maybe a month or two ago, I explained to a friend of mine at work, it had come up or something, and I explained to her, started explaining what it was, and I immediately noticed that my chest started tightening up and my heart was beating fast. And I get really scared of people's reactions, what they're going to think when I explain this weird disorder that I have. I have no idea how they're going to react, no idea what they're going to say. I always get a little apprehensive about how they're going to react to it. I'm jumping around back and forth. I used to wear glasses. I wore glasses from the time I was like 2 up until I was 12. I had a lazy eye. When I started pulling my eyelashes, there was, since the glasses were there, there was something else on my face. People didn't notice my eyelashes as much. But when I didn't need them anymore, that was when I started with the eyeliner, because I would have people asking if I waxed my eyelashes, and so that's when I started trying to cover it up. But anyway, at one point, my parents had me going to a therapist, psychologist, yeah, both of those, because my doctor had put me on Zoloft, an antidepressant, because this is when they thought it was OCD. And I was on Zoloft, and they had me going to this therapist. The therapist was cool. The psychologist, she was like, "You tell me what your problem is." I said, "Isn't that your job?" She was like, "You would tell me what problem is now." But anyway, she was weird. I didn't like her. But, stopped going to that after a while. For the longest time, I wouldn't wear my hair, like, completely down. Like, I would always have a little clip or something, or wear it up, or something to hide my little regrowth right here. But yeah, around a year ago, where I finally got to the point where it'd grown long enough where I could wear it completely down. And I hadn't been able to do that since, I was like 11 or 12 years old. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like showing off right now because my hair is all the way down. And I love being able to do that. And I couldn't for so long. I always had to have a clip in my hair, or a barrette, or something to hide my little tufty regrowth things. But yeah, so that's getting better. I shall flip my notes over now and see what else I have written. I think I'm doing well so far, covering everything I wanted to. I mentioned that I don't literally pull my hair out as much anymore, but I think in place of that, that's where my twirling my hair comes in. Because, like I said, I'm always doing it. Always, no matter what. And I've also noticed that I will, pick at my, well, I don't have any split ends right now, but I would pick at them. I would sit there, scrutinize my hair, look for split ends, and then pick at them and pull them off. And, I mean, I'd do this subconsciously until I would, look to my side, see someone watching me, and then I'd stop and be like, "You didn't see anything." But it is something that I cannot stop. I mean, my parents get on to me. My dad's always on my case. But no matter what anybody says, I cannot stop. I mean, it's not something I can control. It's not something I can just say, "I don't want to play with my hair anymore." I can't stop. Another thing people ask me is, does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt. Pulling my hair, no. I mean, there are a few spots on my head, but right here, all up along here, I can yank all day and it doesn't hurt at all. Not in my eyelashes too. I mean, right now, I don't know, I haven't been stressed lately, but I found where I have a couple gaps from where I've pulled, but they're not that noticeable. But I swear I have something in my eye, and I'm all over the place. Can you tell I'm not on my Adderall? But yeah, people do ask. People have asked if it hurts, and it doesn't. It doesn't hurt me. I'm fine. I'm trying to think. Let me see. Let me see if I covered everything. Oh, triggers. People ask me about, what triggers my pulling. Stress is a big trigger. Stress. During finals week, I think that's where some of my gaps in my eyelashes came from. School, work. I find it when I'm bored. If I'm bored, if I'm, watching TV, I find myself, twirling my hair, or picking at my split ends, or sometimes even pulling. Or, and I went through a time last school year, where I had a lot of drama with my best friend. And it was probably one of the hardest, the hardest time I've ever had. Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to experience. She's been my best friend my entire life, and it's just, I have a little trouble talking about it. But, basically, we're not as close as we used to be, and I mean, I really don't know what our status is right now. I don't want to get into that, because that's a whole nother different story. But for the sake of the video, I pulled like crazy. Like I would find, you know, wads of hair on my bed from where I pulled out my hair. I got ridiculous gaps in my eyelashes from where I pulled them out. My skin broke out from where I'd been rubbing my face, picking at my skin. And it was one of the most stressful, the most hard times I've ever gone through. And that was, yeah, huge trigger, huge stress, huge everything. So, yeah, that was a very, very big one. But other than that, I hope I got everything out. This is going to be a really long video. I'm sorry. Thank you if you're still watching, thank you. Thank you. You get a metaphysical cookie. Enjoy it. If I think of anything else to say, I'll make another video. I don't know if it'll be soon. You know, I've been trying to get this one done for 2-3 months, around there, and I'm just now getting it done. But, yeah, so I will, you know, questions, comments, leave them in my pants, messages, and, I need to stop playing with my hair while I'm doing the video. Talking about it, I get the urges to pull and to play with my hair. But, yeah, so I'm going to go, try to get this up soon, I hope, ish, maybe. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. I will be working tomorrow on New Year's Eve, so make it as happy as I can. But yeah, have a wonderful New Year, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!